Dr. Sterling B. Great Caribbean gospel music for the entire family.
Can you feel the touch of the angel's hand as they bear you up and hold you in the palm of their hands? Can you feel the fresh anointing flowing down to make you clean? There's a healing in this place. There's a healing in this place. Arise and give him glory. Arise and give him praise. Cherubims and seraphims bowing down while we praise. There's a healing in this place. Lord, one touch, just one touch of your hand, and the lame will leap for joy. The blind eyes will be opened, and the dumb will speak again. So our eyes are fixed upon you, Lord. Remove all doubts and fears, 'cause there's a healing in this place. There's a healing in this place. Arise and give him glory. Arise and give him praise. Cherubims and seraphims bowing down while we praise. There's a healing in this place. Oh, somebody embrace the presence of God. We speak to infirmities. We speak to the foul of the air. We speak in the name of Jesus. Lord, by your stripes we are healed. All you've got to do is to reach out, for there's a healing. He was wounded for our transgression. He was bruised for our iniquities. The word of God declared, by his stripes we are healed. For there's a healing. All you've got to do is to reach out by faith. By faith we know that you're with us. For your love dispel all fear. So we speak to all diseases and lay aside every care. We embrace the stormy seas, 'cause I know my ship is anchored on Jesus Christ of Galilee. When my work on earth is ended and I bid this world goodbye, then I'll take my final journey to my home beyond the skies. I've got bridges to cross and I've got mountains to climb. I know I'll never make it on my own. Lord, I put my trust in you. There's nothing more that I can do. Lord, help me cross my bridges one by one. I've got bridges to cross and I've got mountains to climb. I know I'll never make it on my own. Lord, I put my trust in you. There's nothing more that I can do. Lord, help me cross my bridges one by one. Lord, help me cross my bridges one by one. Lord, help me cross my bridges one by one by one.
Oh, bless the Lord, bless the Lord, bless the Lord. Blessed good morning. Welcome to Sterling in the Morning Real Talk. It's Chaplain Sterling right here, Pastor Sterling, Minister Sterling B. Bless the Lord. Thank God for you this morning. Thank God for you locking in with me. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Bless the name of the Lord forevermore. He is God, He is good, and He is worthy to be praised. Yes, from the rising of the sun until the going down the same, He is worthy to be praised. I give Him all honor and glory this morning. I just want to lift up the mighty name of our Lord and Savior. I just want to really, really, truly honor His name this morning by having this discussion here with you as we talk about the innocent. We talk about being innocent. We talking about being shot, being hit by a bullet, stray bullet. Bullets has no name on it. Bullet don't have any particular direction. It just flies in whichever direction it finds itself flying in. But nevertheless, we know that we can make a difference. If you see something, say something. And if you are somewhere where you know there are illegal firearms, why don't you do something about it, say something about it, talk to the person about it? But let us have this conversation this morning. How can we help? What can we do? I'm doing my part here by bringing this to light as well as others. And you have seen in the news time and time again. So before I continue this morning, I just want to give you praise and glory, dear God. Thank you for your blessings on me. Thank you for another day, a day I've never seen before, and a day I've never lived before. I'm so grateful and I'm thankful that you have made that you have made a difference in my life even on today, this morning. And so I pray, Heavenly Father, that you will even go before me and lead the way. Go before me and do a mighty work, oh God. May your name be glorified this morning. The devil be terrified. Father, may you lift up someone this morning, touch, bring healing and bring deliverance in the name of our Lord and Savior, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, the man of God, the love of God, the full fellowship of the Holy Spirit. Be with us all this morning. Bless God for you. And so I want to welcome those of you on irishstormradio.com with me. I want to welcome those of you on Sterling B. Worldwide Radio, those of you on YouTube, Facebook. Some of you will pass through on Facebook. Welcome those of you on Twitter, X.com, formerly known as Twitter. So got to get that right. So I welcome you. And those of you on other platform, maybe I'm broadcasting overseas. I want to welcome those of you in St. Kitts and Nevis who might be locked in with me this morning. And so I glorify God for you. May the good Lord bless and keep you, sanctify you, and lead you. And may his face continue to shine upon you and lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Just want to center myself a little bit right here this morning. I really want to just open this book. And this book was written by Dr. Peter Barnaby, and it's called Altars to Thrones. Altars to Thrones, Uncovering the Mystery of Unanswered Prayer. So we have prayers out there that are unanswered. How do you feel about it? And so here it is in his book. He wrote some very challenging information, challenging to some, maybe others might understand just basically what he's saying and what he's talking about. In his first chapter, chapter 1, the mystery of unanswered prayer. So right away, he goes at it. And he discusses that if all the prayers in the world were answered, there would be a global utopia. And first of all, let us consider that there are about 1.3 billion Christians in the world today, over a billion Muslims, millions of Buddhists, Hindus, and Judaism. All of these religions hold prayer as central practice of their faith. Each of these religions, for the most part, pray for goodwill, prosperity, peace, and longevity. And he continued to say that if we assume that Muslims pray faithfully, there would be at least 3 billion prayers daily. And if Christians do so as well, you can easily add about another billion. And so Christians sometimes, especially charismatic, bind demons, cast them to hell, pray for them to cease and decease from their evil works. And if we add all these prayers to the petitions of all the other major world religion, we can conclude that at least 10 billion prayers go up to heaven daily. So let me just conclude with this paragraph here. When we factor in the numerous prayer meetings, fasting, watchings, prayer conferences, and so on, that number would probably quadruple. And if these prayers were answered, there would be no demons on earth, not one sick nor poor. The world would be in perfect peace. Our governmental and legal system would have justice for all. One look at the world around us, however, would reveal a mysterious contradiction. And so Peter Barnaby is saying that if all the prayers that goes up would be answered, this world would necessarily or would definitely be a better world. But it's not so easy. It is not so. But nevertheless, we give God the glory for his goodness and his mercies. I want to play this song again by Minister Bridget Blucher, and I pray that you'll find virtue in it. What's wrong with living right? Here we go.
Evolution is taught by man. They took prayer move from out of sight. But one question I would like to ask them: what's wrong with living right? What's wrong with living right? Can anybody tell me? I'm doing what I know to do. I'm living for Jesus. He's the way, the truth. I'm not going where I shouldn't go. I'm serving Jesus with all my might. So can anybody tell me what's wrong with living right? You may think that I'm strange for living the way I do. Different from this world, I said. Oh, how true. Call me crazy or insane, or even tell me I'm not right. But one question I would like to ask you: what's wrong with living right? What's wrong with living right? Can anybody tell me? I'm doing what I know to do. I'm living for Jesus. He's the way, the truth. I'm not going where I shouldn't go. I'm serving Jesus with all my might. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with living right? I'm not going where I shouldn't go. I'm serving Jesus with all my might. So can anybody tell me, oh, what's wrong with living right? What's wrong with living right? Oh, can anybody tell me? I'm doing what I know to do. I'm living for Jesus. He's the way, the truth. I'm not going where I shouldn't go. I'm serving Jesus with all my might. So can anybody tell me what's wrong with living right? So can anybody tell me, oh, what's wrong with living right? Yes, can anybody tell me what's wrong with living right? Living right.
Blessing. No stressing. Interested in becoming a chaplain? Getting married, dedicate your child, or spiritual and basic counseling? Call Shepherd Dr. Sterling B. 866-496-6167. He can help you. Text 917-455-3072. For your vitamin needs and basic home and healthcare needs, call Sterling B. Worldwide, 888-381-6675.
Oh, bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Welcome back. It's Sterling in the morning. Welcome, each and every one of you. Thank you for locking in with me wherever you are locked in from. Blessed good morning to each and every one. Bless you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your prize, and thank you for your support. Remember, you can send your correspondence to P.O. Box 136, Uniondale, New York, 11553. Any correspondence you'd like to send in the mail would be at P.O. Box 163, Uniondale, New York, 11553. Welcome you to correspond with me. Welcome you to send a letter, write something, drop something in the mail. You can put on the topic there, you can address your mail to Dr. Sterling B. You can address it to Sterling B. Worldwide Radio, whichever you're comfortable with, right? Sterling B. Worldwide Radio, Dr. Sterling B. As long as you put P.O. Box 136, Uniondale, New York, 11553. P.O. Box 136, Uniondale, New York, 11553. Once again, it's P.O. Box 136, 136, Uniondale, New York, 11553. Send your correspondence to that address right there, and I will get it. Whatever you would like to correspond about, send a petition, send a letter, send a postcard, anything you wish to bless the ministry with, you can send it to that address. P.O. Box, once again, 136, Uniondale, New York, 11553. So I want to thank those of you overseas who are locked in with me as well. Glorify God for you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your correspondence. I want to thank those of you in the various states who are locked in with me. Blessed good morning to you, Minister Eula. Blessed good morning to you, Minister Alice, Minister Reynolds. And blessed good morning to you also, Minister Alex, all the way from Nigeria, Kenya. Thank you for locking in with me this morning. As we continue this topic here, it's a very challenging topic because the blood of the innocent, it's still crying out from the earth, still crying out from the ground, still crying out from the grave. The blood of. And so, since the time of Genesis, since the time of creation, early years in creation, we know the first two people, they had children, and one killed the other. Innocently, the man was dead, or the man was killed. The man was, killed by his brother. And so his blood, the Bible says, even until today, cries out from the earth. His blood cries out. And so today we see senseless killing of our children, shooting all over by gangs, and not only gang members, but criminals who are robbing places. They're committing a crime, and they use the gun, and they fire the gun, and it kill innocent people, innocent bystanders, innocent male and female, innocent mothers and fathers, innocent daughters and sons. And so the conversation has to be had. And it's not just here in the United States, but it's across the world, in other places. It's that you live in the United States, so you hear about it more prevalently here in the United States. But nevertheless, we need to still have the conversation. I want to say kudos to Pastor Guilford Monrose on his program last night. That was host on the Spirit Station there last night. I want to say kudos to Pastor Monrose and having a conversation with his ministers on that side, where he mentioned about the little girl who got shot, a little girl in her stroller. This girl is not even 1 year yet, and she got shot, hit by a stray bullet in the stroller, and she passed away. And the audacity of the perpetrators, of the shooters, they pleaded innocent. So here in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. Most time the media try you and you are guilty until proven innocent. Nevertheless, here we have two gentlemen, two young boys, okay, very young, riding on the scooter. You have one, the driver, and the other one, the shooter, caught on camera, okay? And so the one who's driving the scooter pleads not guilty, and the one who did the shooting plead not guilty as well. Then we have time and time again gang shooting, drive-by shooting, where your children, they are having birthday parties. They might be celebrating, whether it's in their backyard, whether it's in their basement, or whether it's at the park. And you would have someone drive by in a car, again, in a motorcycle, whatever means of transportation, and they will fire the gun with an intended target most of the time, but usually miss the target and hit the children or hit people that are innocently doing what they, went out to do. And so it is a problem. It is an issue that we must talk about, and it traumatizes people. It not only, if the victim survive, it traumatizes the victim. And we know, yes, we feel like, okay, the victim is usually the person who gets shot. But most of the time, the victim it goes beyond that, just the person who get hit by the bullet. The victim goes beyond that. The parents are victim as well, right? The family becomes victims, all right, because they are suffering from that trauma. So if the child survive or the innocent person survive the shooting, they are traumatized. But not only that, they are traumatized, but their families are traumatized. Their loved ones, their friends are traumatized. And so we have to keep that in mind as well. Most of the time, people never say anything or do anything until it hits home, until it affects them directly. Then they do something, say something. Usually people just want to go about their businesses. They see something, they hear something, they do nothing, they just push their head up in the sky, put their head down in the ground and walk about their business and say, I'm not going to get involved. I don't want to get involved because they might come after me and all of that stuff. Oh, really? Not only that, yes, you are concerned that they might come after you, but they might not come after you. You might be walking somewhere else, traveling somewhere else, and you get hit by a stray bullet. You can be in a bus and you get hit by a stray bullet. We have people who report how they are sitting on the bus and shooting. The bus happens to be just driving by the area, and stray bullet hit the person who is on the bus, break the window, go through the open window, whatever, and hit the person sitting on the bus. And so on the train, we have innocent people getting shot up on the train as well. So it's all over in the Caribbean island. As I know, I'm from Jamaica. As I know personally, as I heard, as I read in the news, as it is reported, children are going to school. And the best way for these gunmen or these gang members, or even sometimes they are caught up in scamming. and the scammers decide that, hey, listen, you and I, we are in scamming, but you're not giving me my portion, or you want to leave the scamming group and we're just going to take you out. And so they will show up at the school while the individual is dropping their loved one off. So while the individual, or let's say the son, let's say the daughter, um, let's say the mother is dropping the child off, all of a sudden you will see the gunman show up, and he will open fire on his intended target, but then miss and hit the children that are attending school. And we see this time and time again, over and over again. We see this happening in our society, in our community. And so Jamaica is not exempt. Trinidad and Tobago not exempt. Many of the Caribbean islands are not exempt. As we know, yes, shootings are very low in a lot of the islands out there, especially when it comes to shooting of young adults or young children. So as we move right along here, it is reported, or it is highlighted and reported, right, according to certain sources, accidental shooting statistics report that in 2024, at least 1% of all firearm related deaths were due to accidental shooting. All right, and that's in 2024, and now that's 1% of actually 41,000. Okay, related firearm death or firearm shooting. We look at that 41,000. Oh my God. Then we have what is called 30% of the unintentional firearm related injuries in 2024 were really fatal. So we're looking at 30% really fatal when it comes to unintentional firearm injuries. Now, there is an average of at least 114 accidental guns deaths, and so this is among children and adults or adolescents, and so this occurs annually, at least 114 or more. And so accidental shooting accounts for at least 0.004% of all injuries leading to hospital visits, or what you call it, admitting, right, when they admit you to the hospital. All right, so talking about admitting to the hospital, my father might not be a part of gun fatality or shooting, but praying for you, pops. I understand you are in the hospital for um, heart issue, but I pray that you get well and be well and return home to your family as soon as possible. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is real. It is real. I am myself personally a victim of gun shooting. I'm personally a victim of gun shooting. I got shot, and I don't know if it was. I don't think it was accidentally. It wasn't. It wasn't accidentally. Matter of fact, just young teenagers or young adults shooting into shooting on the subway platform. And I don't know what their intended target were, if they were practicing, if they were intentionally shooting at people on the subway platform. But somehow I got hit with a bullet. I don't. I think the bullet possibly ricochet off the ground. So as I heard the shots rang out, I hit the ground right where I was, and unfortunately, a bullet ricocheted off the ground and hit me below my left eye. And so I had that trauma living with for a very long time. And there are other instances where I was actually in the crossfire of high school friends, or high school, not necessarily friends, but high school, what, I don't know, fellows or other high schoolers that I knew. I didn't know them so much as friends. I knew them, see them, we say hello, we say whatever, but not that I was friends with them. But then I was driving and I was going somewhere. Don't remember where I was going, Don't remember exactly where I was going, but they were shooting at an individual, and my car happens to stop at the red light, at the stoplight, and the gentleman or the boy, the other boy that they shot at, happens to be right next to my car, or run next to the car, run to shield or to um, protect himself from the bullets coming his way. And my car happens to be right there at that time. And he got hit and he stumbled. But nevertheless, I don't know what happened after that. But I think he got to the closest hospital, which was Brookdale, and he got attention. However, um, I had to make a statement concerning the shooting, and so the two boys were caught and so forth. And there are other times I mean I don't know how to put this, but I just came out of my home. I just came out the door. I think I was going to work or wherever I was going, and as I got into the car, I'm telling you, 3 seconds later, 2 to 3 seconds later, here comes an individual running to the door that I just came out. So the person might have saw when I opened the door and was running from the police, trying to get inside, but the door was locked. So when I came out, I locked the door, got into my car. Here comes the individual run right to the very same door that I just came out of, and the police was shooting at him. I could have got hit by a bullet just like that. So when I heard the police shooting at him, pow, 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 I immediately hit the deck in the car. I immediately, okay, just lay down on the seat in the car and actually trying to look up to see what was going on or where the shooting, the bullets were coming from. Um, so I can tell you stories up and stories. Another time, just came back from Jamaica on vacation, and at the time I was running livery cab, and I happens to just pick up two individual on Nostrand Avenue thereabouts. I would never forget it. I think it was Nostrand Avenue and President Street, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was like Nostrand Avenue, President, and they wanted to go somewhere like at Utica and President, or Utica and Uniondale or Union Street, President, and they wanted to go somewhere on Utica and Union Street or something like that. They said, but nevertheless, I pick up these two boys, and they somewhat happens to sound like Jamaican too. So I felt comfortable that, hey, listen, all right, I'm picking up folks that I'm familiar with, and they're familiar with the language and so forth, uh, only to be robbed by them at gunpoint. One had a gun and one had a knife. Matter of fact, one, I'll never forget, one had a ratchet knife and one had a gun. And they, at the time, I had children, married, and I just told them, listen, just take the car, go wherever you want to go, do whatever you want to do, but just don't shoot me, don't take my life or whatever. And they did that. And so later on, they ditched the car at Lincoln, was it Lincoln Terrace Park? They ditched the car over there, and the police was able to find the car because I reported it to the police and so forth. And so I had to make a living. It was very dangerous back then. And we're talking about the late 80s. Talking about somewhere like 88, 89, 90s, the early 90s, somewhere about there. So at those times, I was going to college and I was driving livery to pay my college tuition and to take care of my family, to put food on the table. And so back then, it was recommended to have partition, but some of us, we couldn't afford a partition. And some of us, the car that we use to make a living with is the car that we use to travel, to take our families from places to places. So here am I, young, and feel that I'm street smart and so forth. and I could have lost my life then. And I tell you, more on stories on top of that, with guns, and so I'm familiar with illegal guns, and I'm familiar with being, robbed, shot at, being like an innocent bystander. I'm familiar with all of that, and so as I talk about this topic here, I'm not. I kid you not. I advocate against gun violence. Okay, I advocate against gun violence. For several years, I had programs, especially in the park. We had back to school against gun violence and so forth. We had back to school events. Um, Canarsie Park. Where else? Canarsie Pier. So I had programs. I had events at the Canarsie Pier. I had events in at Canarsie Park off of Flatlands and 82nd Street. So I advocate against gun violence, and so even sister, or not sister, but I should say church member lived in Canarsie at a particular street, and there were shootings on her block, right in front of her door, right in front of her door, shooting. Individual was sitting in the car, and someone came and shoot up the car. Right, had she just went inside, little less than 5 minutes, and she could have been in the crossfire right there. And then that's, so ladies and gentlemen, most times people don't react, or people don't get involved, or people don't respond because they feel like, oh, it's never going to happen to them. They're in such a safe neighborhood. They're in such a good neighborhood. Columbine was a good neighborhood. And we can go on and on and on and call these various different places where individual went inside the school, individuals in the community in Florida, individual, I mean, you name it. And they go in and they shoot up the school. They shoot innocent children. So it's just on and on and on. And so what I'm saying is that gun violence is real. You don't know if it's going to come your way. You could be in your house of worship. You could be at home. You could be just stepping into your door to go inside your house, or you could be just opening up your door, getting ready to step inside, and there you get hit by a stray bullet. You get hit by a bullet intent for somebody else. And so most people just feel that, okay, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything because I'm afraid that people are going to come and try to get me. No, I understand that concern, but that's that concern is very small, okay, compared to you possibly getting stick up, robbed, possibly getting hit by a bullet. People are in hospital. Look at this, right? Last year or a year before, individuals went to the hospital because of discrepancy, because of jealousy, because of whatever the reasons are or were. Went inside the hospital, went to the particular floor, and start shooting, just like that, right? Who would have thought that something like that would have happened? Something like that would have happened at an hospital. Kudos to Queens Hospital, which is behind me. The pavilion, at the time it was called, now the name has been changed, but in my background screen there, that's Queens Hospital, where I happens to be on the community board for Queens Hospital there, the community advocate board. So nevertheless, I'm not here to really talk much about what I really do, but I'm very much active in community affairs and community events and so forth. So yeah, there we have it. Queens Hospital in the backdrop right there. I did my chaplaincy training at Queens Hospital as well. Internship at Queens Hospital as a volunteer. doing chaplain work where I visit several patients and had conversation with several patients that some were shot, some were suffering from hospice, some were in ICU, various different, so across, and we had a chapel in the hospital there as well, where we were able to do sacraments. We were able to, you know, help people to come in and pray and to get some healing. So yes, Queens Hospital, we it's part of the NYC Health and Hospital, and we are grateful and we're thankful for that facility being in that neighborhood that community, or being in that neighborhood location to serve the community on a whole. And so I'm grateful and I'm thankful to be a part of that facility there, in terms of discussing various issues in regards to the administration of the hospital, or the running or the well-being of the hospital. So that community board is very essential in terms of keeping people what we call accountable for what they do at the hospitals. And so I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that. All right. And so as I continue right here with the blood of the innocent crying out from the earth. And so even though they might be buried, these young persons, these young people, these babies, they might be buried in the ground, but their blood still cries out even until today. Their blood speaks today. I also had an individual that I probably possibly will try to get her on the program. Maxine Lewis lost her son at an early age. Lost her son in Canarsie at an early age, and she, from time to time, do events. She's traumatized and has been traumatized. Uh, been doing events to bring the awareness of mothers who have lost their children at young ages. Mothers, helping mothers to heal and so forth. And I'm grateful for the work she has been doing. I met her, know her for a very long time, and so hopefully I can get her on the program in a while, in a couple of minutes from now or so, and hopefully she can share with us, some of the things she has been doing and how she has been coping, how she has, been hurt or traumatized, how she has dealt with the trauma and so forth. So it is real. Just the other day, we understand in the news, we heard about another shooting where a young child again got hit, by a stray bullets or so. So what can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? It's something that's happening in our neighborhood, in our community. Let alone you're worrying about drugs, right? Worrying about the drug dealers, those who out there selling dope. There are times that you see an individual um, standing at the corner, selling drugs, passing drugs from here to there, and you just walk right by and don't do nothing. You don't say nothing. You don't call the cops and say, "Hey, you need to do a round at this particular corner." There are streets where individuals are parked and they are using that street as a hub to do the distribution. So we have all that, and then police don't do anything until people till there's a gang rivalry, there's a turf war, and then you see police coming out to do something. So you have policing that are poor in some neighborhood, while policing are highly intensified in other neighborhood where drugs are prevalent, gun violence are prevalent, and some of these neighborhoods are cleaned up, and the neighborhood is doing much better on today, and kudos to that. I can call out certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn. And so there are neighborhoods in Queens, there are neighborhoods in Long Island, there are neighborhoods in Staten Island, neighborhoods in Manhattan, where gun violence had been prevalent, and drugs activity and so forth, and a lot of that has been cleaned up. And so you know I just got to, oh my goodness, sorry about that, I'm messing up with my microphone here. So yes, so some of it has been cleaned up, and a lot of neighborhoods are doing much better today. A lot of neighborhoods are much safer today. We want to say thanks to the Adam administration as well. I want to say thanks to De Blasio, is it administration? Okay, Bill De Blasio. And so I want to say thanks to a lot of the clergies um, who went out in Brooklyn under uh, Mayor Adams at the time as Brooklyn Borough President, the 69 precinct, 77 precinct, and all the other precincts, 67 precinct that step up, and we had clergy who work alongside with the precinct command, and we were able to help in terms of gun violence, and so we are grateful today that the city and even most neighborhoods are even safer today because of a lot of these activities that took place advocating against gun violence. And so, all right, apologize for that pause there. Just trying to get some more information to share with you. Hopefully, I can get that up and going for you just now. All right, so let me share this information with you, and then I'll see if I can get Maxine on with us here this morning. All right, so let's see. Righty, we have some highlights here that I want to share with you. Basically, coming from the source that is called GAO, a source that is called GAO, but really, this is accidental shootings, and so this data here highlights how how much and how we are we are really bombarded. We are really invaded by a lot of shootings within our community, our neighborhoods, and so forth. So let me see if I can share some of this with you. Actually, among 1,500 victims killed by accidental shootings in 1988, we're looking at this GAO that focus on these type of children. And so in 1988, they showed that accidental shootings were about at least 1,500, and so 18% of it were children that were under the age of 15 actually, and firearms are the fourth leading cause of accidental death amongst children. So look at that, the fourth leading cause of accidental death among children, especially under age 14, and it is the third leading cause amongst we should say 24-year-olds and less, which we're looking at young adults, and that's across all age group. And so accidental shootings are the sixth leading cause of potentially years of life lost due to accident. And so it is something that yes, we are doing much better today. A couple years ago it was higher in terms of the innocents being shot and losing their lives, some of them, many of them. And so a lot of these things happen because of economical disparity. It happens because of the um, lifestyle in the particular neighborhood, gang lifestyle. Individuals turn to gang activity and initiation of gangs. So initiation into the gangs, and so they have to go out and commit some form of crime. And some gangs, it's like you have to shed blood in order to receive your initiation and to be accepted into the gang. And a lot of times also the older criminals, uh, you know, tell the younger ones that you're not going to be locked up or charged because you are underage. A lot of them recruit young men and young girls with that type of rhetoric, try to let them know that you're not going to be charged, and within a year they're going to let you go. Within 2 years, if you get caught, they're going to let you go and you're going to come out and so forth. And so you have these young adults experimenting with guns. You have these young adults that are not properly supervised by parent, and they get involved in these type of activities. And so it is for you as parents to really supervise your children, really know where your child is, know where your children are. Are they going to school, staying in school? And if you have any inclination, if you have any initial red flags, act on it. Okay, don't take it for granted. I know of parents today that the child has been involved in hiding guns for their friends, and the parents don't know about it. There are children out there who are involved in gang activities, and the parents don't know about it. One, they don't know what to look for. Two, they are always busy working. Three, they don't have time to supervise the children properly. And four, they are simply just going through their very own trauma, their very own life, trying to live their own life. Um, and so it's very challenging for a lot of these parents to really supervise their children the way they should. And only later on to find out that the child has been in criminal activity. And then so you need to know some of the signs. You need to identify when your child might be in gang. If the child supposed to be home from school at a particular time and the child is constantly at the park, the child will tell you that they are playing basketball, they are doing whatever, running track, running. You need to go and check for yourself. And a matter of fact, you shouldn't just check um, once in a while, but you should check regularly, because the children are smart. They know that you come in to check to see what they're out there doing, and so they will do what they told you that they are doing. That when you come and when you check, you see them playing ball or doing what they said, and so when you just leave it at that, you just say okay that, and you leave, only to find out that your child is smoking out there and getting into drugs and getting into mysterious or mischievous activities. And later on, when the police pick them up, or when they become associated with the crime, then that's when you want to cry and say, Pastor, pray for my child, and Pastor did this, that. Now I'm having this discussion with you. Look at your child, the way they dress. Are they tying flags on their clothes? Are they tying bandana on their clothes? Is there a bandana tied on your child pants? He ties up the bandana on his belt or his pants loop. Is the bandana tied on his knee? Is it tied on his leg? Is it tied on the bottom of his foot? On his shoes? Is the bandana tied around his head? Okay. Is it tied on his hand? You might tie that these are signs of gang activities. Yes, you might say, oh, my child is innocent. He's not in any gang activity, and your child, blah, blah, blah. But you got to rest assured that he just might be or she just might be. And those are signs. The bandana might be tied on their book bag. When they're going to school, the school policy is that they must remove these items. So they, of course, will remove it prior to going into the school building, and they will put it back on after they leave the school building. Their friends know what they are doing, but you as a parent don't know. So I'm just giving you a little heads up. So one sign is a bandana, okay, let alone the pants wearing. Some of you allow your child to wear the pants. The pants might be sagging down there behind. Okay, that's a sign of a child want to associate with a particular type of behavior or a particular type of group. I understand. You might say, Pastor, you are wrong. My child wear his pants down his behind and nothing wrong with it. That's just the style. I'm telling you right off the back, okay? Your child more likely is heading down the wrong road. A child that's wearing his pants, sagging down his behind, exposing his pants, his brief all the time, is just trying to be a wannabe. He's like a wannabe. Whether it be a girl, whether it be a boy, it's a wannabe. It's emulating the criminal lifestyle, emulating the jail lifestyle, emulating that this is cool, this is a style. No, your child is being influenced by bad style or bad behavior. Don't allow. Listen, my boy used to do that. My son, I get on him, but when he's out of my sight, I can't do nothing about it. So he'll do that out of my sight. Later on, I found out that he was part of a gang. I never knew that. So he was part of a gang, or he's tried to be, but eventually he left or he quit. But someone told me they saw my son getting knocked around in the park, beat up. He was getting initiated. It was like part of his initiation back then. And only to find out years later, the individual was telling me, or the individual might have told me earlier back then, but then years later, the individual remind me, do you remember when I told you blah, blah, blah. Now that my son is of age and whatever, I'm finding out more information that he was actually, hanging with gangs or hanging out with gangs or whatever. I mean, so much I could listen, folks, this is real stuff that I'm talking about here. This is serious stuff here. Thank God with Pryor, my son, his life has, turned around, and now he's a social media influencer. I mean, doing much better. He works a night job, but nevertheless, thank God, that I was able to pray, and I believe that, some of the prayers were answered, and he's doing much better today and so forth. So I'm not here trying to tell you that the same thing can happen, but I'm just trying to say the same thing can happen for your child too. Basically, I'm not trying. Let me not be naive, and let me not try to dumb it down and try to be so. Yes, the same thing can happen for your child. Your child can get out of. Prayer does work. Prayer, really does changes things, and so. Let me take a break right here, and I'll be right back. This is Sterling in the Morning, Real Talk, 917-455-3072, 917-455-3072. Give me a call, reach out to me, 917-455-3072, 917-455-3072, 917-455-3072. Give me a call right here. Give me a call, and let's have this conversation. It's never too late. All right? And it's never too late. What can I play for you?
someone else right. I don't wanna push down. All I wanna do is help a sister back on her feet. So if I'm guilty, let me be guilty of too much mercy.
Yes, that was the music of Bridget Blucher, Let Me Be. A matter of fact, Minister Bridget Blucher out of Florida, we want to thank God for these beautiful songs that she had put together. If I'm guilty, all right. So, hey, listen, we all are guilty of something, somewhere or another. But nevertheless, we are here talking about the innocent crying out from the grave, the innocent bystanders, the innocent young ones, the innocent children who have been hit by stray bullets. And so this is what we're having a discussion about this morning. Most times, individuals don't want to say anything or do anything because of fear. But let me encourage you this morning, don't be afraid. So once again, I want to thank those of you who are locked in with me. Those of you on Irish Storm Radio, you are locked in with me, as I believe you probably in a what we call a community break, a community announcement there going on your side. I want to thank those of you on YouTube who are live with me. Thank those of you on X, formerly known as Twitter, who are live with me as well. Facebook, I want to thank you for locking in with me. So wherever you are locked in with me, I really do appreciate you. Thank you for your love, praise, and support. And so you continue to do what you do best. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and get the inside scoop of what's going on. So just want to share with you a few news events here, or prior news, um, we should say, um, accidents or happenings or news information that you normally would hear on your local channels and so forth. But nevertheless, we are grateful and we're thankful for Maxine Lewis is here with us. Let's see. Can you say hello, good morning? Let me make sure that your voice is all right with me here.
Good morning.
All right. See.
How
Okay.
is that?
Okay. Now I'm hearing you nice and clear. All right. Blessed good morning to you. Great to have you this morning here. How you feeling this morning?
I
I
feel
feel
good.
good.
I
I
always
always
feel
feel
good
good
getting
getting
up in
up
the
in the
morning.
morning.
All right. I must say you look good. You look better than me though. So that's good. That's a good thing. Oh, all right. Okay.
Okay,
So
Okay,
thank
thank
you.
you.
yeah, some of the news stories that are happening around, maybe some of it is from like a day or two ago. We have like a 78-year-old innocent bystander got killed yards from uh, New York City home after being hit by a stray bullet. I mean, listen, it goes on and on and on. Suspects, there. A matter of fact, not only um, shooting happening by gang members and robbers and so forth. But shooting also happens by our very own protectors of the peace, police force. Sometimes innocently shoot other people. Sometimes bystanders get shot. Here we have suspect shot by troopers, innocent bystanders killed during police chase. And so it goes on and on and on. And so this morning, what I want to discuss with you, Minister Maxine, is that yes, you have been traumatized. You have gone through some of this, like myself. I've gone through being actually hit. I should say, got hit by a stray bullet or got shot somewhat, whether it was stray bullet or not. But I heard a shot rang out. I hit the ground, only to find out that I got hit by a bullet below my eye here. So you firsthand have some experience. So can you share with us a little bit about you and so forth and your experience?
Okay,
Okay,
good
good
morning
morning
again.
again.
My
My
name is
name is
Maxine
Maxine
Lewis,
Lewis,
and
and
thank you
thank you
so
so
much,
much,
Bishop,
Bishop,
to
to
have
have
me
me
here.
here.
This is a story that I speak about ongoing. My 16-year-old son, Carlton Laxter Bennett, was shot and killed. He was robbed for a gold chain. Over, and it's been 34 years. He was 16 years old, but just to say, March 8th, that passed just last month, he would have turned 50 years old. And, this is what I see, this is what I live with, this is the work that I do in the community, trying my best to work with many community leaders and families to see how we can work towards ending gun violence.
Wow. And you said you have set up a foundation or something where that is concerned as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. The foundation is exactly the name of my son, Carlton Laxter Bennett. We have been doing this work. The mission is really to provide scholarships, supplies, anything that's necessary, important for the kids to remain in school. Even if they drop out of school, we want to help them to be structured, to be grounded. So we provide scholarships, for graduating students that graduated from high school and look forward to going to college or trade school. We provide senior dues, we provide food, we do provide all of those stuff, school uniforms, any help that's necessary, the books, and even when they go to college, we still try to help them with books. We also help the elementary school students because we want to encourage them. We want to let them know that, at an early age, it's so important to grab them at that early age and encourage their little hearts and let them know that they're important and they're special in that way, as well as the junior high school. And then you have those other youths that's in the community. That's uncertain. Now, these are the dropouts, or these are even the same one that's going to school but not going to classes. So these are some of the work that we do. We also work with the mothers. I am one of the team lead with 4 mothers that started what we call a Survivor Strong coalition. And these are all mothers that have buried sons, that have been killed by bullets, that have been shot. And now we work with the Enough Office, which is right here in Canarsie, working with these youths, to provide some form of stability, show them love. I believe that's so important. And not only that, we try to work with the community, the mothers. You have a room, like this past Friday night, we had a karaoke night. And in a little room, over 25 women are in that room. And these are all women that have lost one son, a daughter, or even 2 sons to gun violence. And this appears to be so normal, but it's not. So again, based on the foundation, that's what we do. We are always here, willing and able to support families that have been impacted by gun violence. We want our community, as you talk about stray bullet, the shooting, we want our community to be free. A grandmother spoke with me this past Friday that her 13-year-old granddaughter, she felt that she needed more independence, but the mother of the child is so afraid for that young girl to go out there She lives like 2 blocks from her school, and somebody has to walk her to school or pick her up. And the grandmother who have experienced losing a child to gun violence as well. So the daughter now is worried about her own daughter. And these are what we see in the generation as well. It's rough out there.
Wow. Yes, it's rough out there, and it's an awesome work that you're doing. The foundation is doing, and I'm very, very much impressed with that. One thing I need to understand is the trauma and how you have healed from such trauma.
So, first of all, you cannot heal from the trauma. You will never be healed. You will learn to cope, but you cannot heal. So, as I stated, 34 years, but just to go back to the beginning, I honestly didn't want to live. And I tell my story like that. I said I didn't want to live. No, I said, I'm praying God keeps me, for the work that He set me. And I believe this is what He calls me to do. So the trauma, it's a feeling that I can tell you or maybe not be able to explain it. But the thing is, when you talk with one of the mothers or any one of these mothers, they can finish your sentence. That pain, that deep pain that you wonder how you're going to survive. My 16-year-old son who loves sports so much, loves soccer. About 2 years ago, I found out from a friend of his who found me on Facebook about 3 years or so that he also loves baseball. And they used to go to this and play baseball, but many of the team members didn't know that they play baseball, but soccer was his number one. And seeing my son who said, I'm going to be an engineer. I am going to be the next Pele, soccer Pele, because that's how much he loved and passionate about soccer. And someone saw him with a gold chain and wanted it and put a gun to his head. And even when he ran, that person chased him down and fired him. That is not something that I believe that I would be here 34 years later. I wanted to literally crawl up someplace and don't move. I've stayed in the bed a lot of time. I've neglected my other 2 kids because I couldn't function. That is no way. How can I wake up? And just to say that I used to drink beer, buy beer, ask people to buy me beer just to pour in every West Indian. Oh, there's a bottle of Jerry and Nephew there for something. And I used to pour it in the beer to get to feel that I can sleep. And that did not help. All it did was make me sick and throw up. So you have that deep pain that you don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to see my son graduate from high school. I'm not going to see him get married. I'm not going to see a lot of things. I'm not going to see grandchildren. So everything is that pain that holds you captive. You could be sitting anywhere and you just broke out. You just lost it all. A little reminder here and there. And that has been something that holds you captive throughout the years. And little by little, you're feeling better. You're learning how to cope. 10 years later, 12 years later, not 5 years, you still were like in the same place. That pain, it's a pain that you just can't explain it to anyone that they would understand. And sometimes people say, oh, I understand. No, you do not. When you look and see, you put your 16-year-old in a coffin and stand up over him and see they lower him into a grave. You can't understand. And I thank God you can understand, because we always said, um, Natasha says this is the shittiest club that nobody agreed to be a member of or wanted to be a member of.
Yeah.
So
So it
go
is
ahead,
really
sorry.
and as a chaplain, um, these are the conversation that I love to have and I love to help people to express, because it's helpful, and it's a form of healing. And just like you said, the trauma will always be with you, but you're able to cope. And what you're doing, you are going beyond the scope of coping right now. You are healing. The healing is a slow process, but you are still healing. But the void
Yes.
will never be filled because of the loss. So by drawing close to your source of strength, that's where you will get the healing. Um, Complete healing comes when you actually let go of yourself. So right now we're going to challenge you to begin to look more inside of who you are. Who is Maxine? Try to answer that question. Don't try to tell me, but try to answer it for yourself. Who is Maxine? Not who is Maxine Lewis, but who really is Maxine? Who are you? You're going to ask yourself, who am I? Really, who am I? And when you can um, come to that realization, and you might not be able to come up with an answer now, but the work that you're doing will help you to identify who you are. Not who you have become, but who you are. So when you can self reflect now of all that I know, all my experience, and all that I've done, who is me? Who am I really? Who is Maxine? And that now is gonna bring you even closer to that closure, because right now you are almost there for closure, almost there, because to have the closure is when the trauma itself don't drive you anymore or control you. And at first the trauma was controlling you, and then you were able to uh, circumvent, you are able to release some of that trauma, and then you are able to redirect into helping others. But who is helping you? Who is helping Maxine? Who is bringing Maxine closer to accepting the will of God? And only you can really answer that. And you are really, really right there to answer it. So I bless God for you and for the experience that drive you to do what you're doing today, because you want to help others heal, or others deal with the trauma as well. But doing that, at the same time, you still want to get to that place where you can say, ah, okay, God, I really do understand now.
Well, I've gotten to that place. I will tell you that I've gotten to that place, and I didn't get there by myself. God, as I said, that I always wanted to die. I wanted to, but I get to, and then I said to you, but now I'm saying I want to live, because He brought me to this place. He directed me. So the question is who I am. And I tell people I'm a woman of God. I'm a social worker. I'm a mother, my wife, a grandmother, a great grandmother, and a person or a woman. A lot of people, let me go back a little. Most people call me Mama Maxine or Mother Maxine. I've never told them to call me that, but that's the name that I received over the course of years. Mama Maxine. And I felt it's because I am a woman who demonstrate as a mother, as a mama, the love, the care, the word of prayer, the touch, that kind of thing that brings me to this place. I also felt that 2011, March 8th, God called me and he said, take back the children. Take back the children. So one of the big program that we do is called Take Back Our Children campaign. And that's what I go out there to take them back. At first, I didn't understand what it meant. But I remember when Nicodemus asked Christ what to do to be saved. And he said, to be born again. And he said, can a man, grown man, go back into his mother's womb? So when that came to me, I was in my office crying. March 8th, my son's birthday, but I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was crying because I was at work for years and I was finally in the office and feeling great. And I'm like, take by the children. Loxley's dead. How does the take? How can I? And then it came to me what my role is. So that's what I'm doing. And one more thing, as you grow, you believe that you're so okay. So 2022, I had a press conference right here on 81st Street and Flatlands in Canarsie. And just to bring hope to the community about working together to take back our children. It's not just my birth children, but each and every one. I was making a pledge and said, pledge to take back a child, that neighbor's child that is so fresh. Start saying hello. That young girl that walks as if she don't even care. Say hello. Your younger brother, your older brother, that little cousin that you just think is a punk or whatever you want. Those are it. Your sister, that little friend over there that you know doing something, take them back. And that's what it is. And I went far as to say, even these young people that are using from the gun sense, they are the one that's holding on to the trigger. I extend love in the middle of the street to say, I want to love upon you. I want to take you back from those things. So again, I have a role, but but I didn't get to that place, Bishop Sterling. 2017, 18. I thought I was going to lose my mind. I was out there doing this work, running the street, doing so many things. And I just start to become afraid. I stand up at the street corner, what we call occupy the corner. 11 p.m. the night to 1 o'clock, we do that to extend. And I'm standing up there, and I just felt that every car that passed, there was somebody in there that had a gun and they could fire anytime. And that was it. I was so frightened and I left. But I tried doing the work and I realized that a fear was coming upon me that was taking over me. And then I realized that it was the enemy. The work that I was doing, the work that I was doing. Not only that, I realized that I wasn't protecting my inner self either. I'm hugging on all these women, these men who ever crying, their son was killed, and I'm there taking it all into my heart and not protecting myself. And it reached to a point that I couldn't even go outside my house. Everything looks different. The cars look different. The vehicles look different. Everything was black. I end up to see a psychiatrist. It was so bad. that put me on medication, which I did take for 3 months, and then I got off. But God keeps carrying me. So the little baby that was killed the other day, all these shooting, I don't internalize it as how I used to, that it breaks me, but I do understand it. And that's where the place is. There's not a closure because I can get up one morning, I'm telling you, and I can just be ticked off that morning. I miss my son like crazy. And oh, one more thing. A friend of ours, she's also a mother. She's very good at making things. And we had a Christmas party because we do Christmas party for the kids. And last year we had one. And she made some little ornaments. So I'm busy, busy. But in the end, she called me and she gave me the ornaments and I turned it over. And there was my son. She made an ornament, a Christmas ornament, and he was in a pajamas last year, 2025, and I lost it. I lost it, totally lost it. I've never seen my son in a pajamas. Um, boys, they sleep in their shorts and a t-shirt. And there it is. It took me about, I think I just started looking on it. So again, these are the things that we go through. But me on a whole, I felt that God has his hand still holding me closer.
Well, listen, I appreciate you this morning. My time here on Irish Storm is just about up, but we continue here on Sterling in the morning. This is Real Talk. This is Talking with a Chaplain. We have, I call her Minister Maxine Lewis
Yes.
because she is doing a ministry of healing. And as she helped others heal, she is healing in the process as well. And that's what it's all about. And that's the purpose. Now, she might ask at the earlier stage, why, Lord, why? Now she's
Mm-hmm.
seeing the reason why. The why is being lived. The why is being lived. And because the why is being lived, her son still lives today. And that's what we're talking about, his blood speaking from the earth. Because guess what? His blood is not dried up. His blood is still flowing through her veins and her work that she's doing throughout the community. And what
Amen.
better way
Amen.
to honor your children? What better way to honor your loved one who have passed on because of whatever tragedy it might be? But to honor them is to continue life. Because guess what? The
Yes.
life might end here on earth, but they are still living somewhere that we cannot see. And that's the most important thing. And even though they are living somewhere that we or you cannot see, the work that we do and you do continue to foster their legacy and drive that force of healing and love within individuals. And so, woman of God, I really, really appreciate you doing this morning. I know
Thank
it's
you.
early in the morning. Pastor Guilford Monroe is even listening.
Ah!
Pastor Monroe is listening from somewhere, but and you know him very well.
That's him. That's him. He's the one. He just to big him up, Pastor Gale. So Pastor Gale is one that I've hold us close to. Pastor Gale was one of those people that we work with that carry us. We were everywhere together. We were rooted. We still are. So.
Yes, I know that. Great, great, great. So I'm gonna let you go. I know you have
Thank
church
you.
coming up and all of that good stuff. So I pray that you'll have a wonderful day and a static day. Is there anything that you could share with us where others can get help, others can meet, some form of information where they can, put down, write down, and reach out.
Yes. So my phone number is 347-404-2590, and my the organization is CLBFINC@gmail.com. But if you put Carlton Loxley Bennett Foundation on the internet, if you put my name on the internet, you're going to find something. So you always get something that will link you to the work that I do and where I do it, and we move forward from there.